So here we have the Adidas Samba and the Nike Field General 82, and both these sneakers are popular at the moment. More so the Adidas Samba for the past couple of years, and mainly because it's just easy to wear, simple, and obviously caught fire with like the fashion people. So it's one of those sort of silhouettes that's quite sort of slim as well, and has been, like I said, popular for the last few years, and therefore Nike sort of followed suit with the Field General 82, which is a similar model. And both these particular silhouettes have been used for outdoor activities. So the Samba is used for mainly sort of, like I said, football, soccer, and the Field General is more American football. So that's why they're both sort of released. Personally, I don't see why they're popular, because they don't translate well to, I suppose, everyday wear for me. But obviously, the people have spoken and are buying them in droves. And with the Samba, I find that, wearing this particular pair, or have worn these pairs, I find the look of this is quite sort of sleek and simple as well. And this one's an older silhouette than the Field General, because it's released in the 70s, I believe, and it's got an all leather upper, and that's what usually the Field General would have as well. But with this one, it's more on the premium side, because this is obviously the Jason Dill collab, so the leather quality is slightly better. But the comfort level on these isn't great, so it just has like an insole with a gum cup sole underneath. And so it's a very sort of basic trainer on foot, and obviously the price dictates that as well. And what I do like about it is obviously it's got that sort of classic Adidas original style branding. So you got the basic three stripes, and then you got the sort of toe shape, which is a classical Adidas. And I also like the leather lining on these as well, so it kind of works quite well. And then in terms of like the Field General, this is what they call the Special Projects version, SP. And with this one, usually, as far as I know, this has a complete leather upper, whilst this one's got like a mesh material on the toe box and on the lateral medial side of the sneaker. But what I will say is, even if you buy the standard version without the SP, it's going to be very similar to the Samba anyway. And what I like about this one, obviously this being an SP, the materials on this one, same as this Jason Dill Samba, it's got really nice materials on this, so it's quite sort of pebbled, and the plush sort of collar lining around the ankle is quite thick and cushiony versus the one on the Samba. And so for me, it's like they're quite sort of similar, like I said, and they've got a long silhouette as well. And then the outsoles is the same, sort of thing as well. So this one's got sort of little mini studs on it, and so does the Samba. It has like these kind of grooves running along it. And both pairs, like I said, were used for I suppose outdoor field activities. And for that reason, I think, when I'm sort of looking at both pairs and comparing, I can kind of sort of see that, I suppose, which one is better than the other. And they're both got their sort of pros and cons. So if I compare the look and style of them, I think, me personally, I'd rather be wearing the Sambas, and I think that's why they've sort of gained popularity. There's plenty of other sort of Nike sneakers that look like this, but are probably much better in terms of comfortability, and that's probably why they're not doing that well with this particular silhouette compared to, say, the Samba. And also, what I like as well is probably the leather lining as well, inside for the ankle collar area. That feels quite nice and quite sort of plush as well. In terms of comfort level, they're both about the same. I'd probably give the edge to the Field General. I think the Field General is probably just a bit nicer on foot, and it seems to have a bit more, I suppose, thickness in terms of the gum outsole and cushioning. Not too much, but compared to the Samba sits slightly sort of lower down, so it's got, like I said, more of a sort of sleeker look, and you kind of sit within the gum cupsole, whilst this one you sit slightly above it, probably more so about there, so it does have more sort of, I suppose, rubber or cushioning, and for that reason it probably feels a bit heavier as well compared to the Samba. And in terms of, I'm not going to avoid the sort of branding in terms of sort of the collab style aspects of the trainers, but with regards to like both trainers, the outsoles, I think they're both, in my eyes, very sort of slippery for everyday use, and not the best. Like I said, because they're made for sort of field activities, I wouldn't give either the edge on this. And I think both, walking in them, I think they're quite sort of prone to, sort of slippage if you're not wearing them on the field or on the grass. So for me, I just don't think they work well as that type of sneaker. But like I said, if I had to choose between one or the other, I think I'd probably still go for the the Sambas. It's just, like I said, it's just got that sort of classical look on it. And with the Nike, I won't really be wearing these, at all really. There's nothing, I suppose, sort of grabbing me to sort of put them on feet. Well, so this one, if you want that sort of classic Adidas type look, you'd go for this or one of the other silhouettes, such as the handball or these gazelles. So, for that reason, I think, that's probably why, the Adidas ones are more popular at the moment versus the Nike ones, and obviously the popularity was gained by Adidas first. So, either sneaker, you can't go too bad on it. I think this one, I've seen it on sale, quite a lot, in terms of discount. So if you can pick them up on sale for a good price, then obviously, it's definitely worth sort of looking into, because, this one, for example, I picked up for like £55, but I know the Sambas are still popular at the moment, so they're not really reduced. The only type of colourways that are reduced is the ones that I suppose aren't as nice in terms of the looks, or a bit out there in terms of colourway. So, you pick your battles, I guess, and yeah, either one is fine. And in size wise, they both fit very sort of similar as well, and sort of true to size really. So all in all, pretty much the same sort of thing really. So it just depends on what your preference is, but like I said, I'd give the edge to the Sambas, but either pair I probably wouldn't wear personally myself anyway.